Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are a new viewer, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for more updates and breaking news. Thanks. TINUBU signs student loan bill into law. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has signed a student loan bill into law. An aide to the President, Delalake, disclosed this to State House correspondents on Monday evening. The bill will enable Nigerian students to access loans at interest-free rates. It was reported that the piece of legislation passed second reading at the House of Representatives on May 25, 2023. In November 2022, the legislation which seeks to provide financial assistance to Nigerian students in tertiary institutions was passed by the National Assembly. The bill was sponsored by Femi Gbajabiamila, immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives. Although it was disclosed to journalists on Monday evening by the President Media Team, led by Mr. Delalake, a member of the Presidential Strategic Team, President Tinubu has said that it is in fulfillment of one of his promises to liberalize funding of education in the country. According to Alake, who was accompanied by other members of the media team, including Chude Rahman and Abdulaziz and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, David Adejo, the new law is a fulfillment of one of the electoral promises of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Asked if the new law will not encourage inflation of school fees, Alake said both situations are unrelated, adding that the idea behind the law is to help indigent students to be able to obtain education in the country. We are very happy to announce to you that today, just a few minutes ago, the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, signed into law the student loans bill, and that student loans bill, you all know what it entails, what it connotes, the meaning. This is the promise made during the presidential campaign by the then candidate, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he will bring back the student loans issue to the front burner, and today, that promise he made has been kept. He has just signed that bill into law, which henceforth will allow or enable our indigent students to access federal government loans to fund their educational pursuit or career, and this is how it's done in other developed climes all over the world, he said. The spokesperson of the federal government, Minister Delalake, also said that the funds will be domiciled in the Ministry of Education and will only be accessed by indigent students of tertiary institutions. The student loan bill, sponsored by the Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, will provide interest-free loans, as said earlier, to indigent Nigerian students past the third week at the House 2 weeks ago. And the law is to provide easy access to higher education for indigent Nigerians through their interest-free loans from the Nigerian Educational Loan Fund. This is really a good news to Nigerian students, and as we know, a lot of Nigerians have dropped out because they couldn't pay school fees. A lot of Nigerian students have been wayward. A lot of our Nigerian students no longer see education as the way out of poverty because they could not pay school fees. And now that Tinubu President has signed the loan bill into law and it has passed a reading after the third week, I think Nigerian students will be so elated with this news coming. Although ASU has been a menace, going on strike, always has been with loggerheads with students, with federal government rather, but now students, a good news is coming from the tertiary institution through President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the loan will be easily accessible to students. Now, the accessibility of this loan to students is another food for thought. What are the criteria that will be used for students to obtain this loan interest-free? And believe you me, some students that are even able to pay their school fees, they can also see this as an opportunity for them to get this money. And I believe the federal government will put the right measures down. The federal government will tell the educational board to do the needful, because a lot of students can be so corny, in which they see that this is also a national cake, in which they must take a share or a part out of it. Fine, I think the criteria personally should be that there should be proof of funds, and there should also be proof that a student cannot be able to fund its education. Even some students even go to the extent of going to local government of printing a fake birth certificates, and this happens a lot, maybe because of National Youth Service Corps, some because they know that if they clock the age of maybe 30, they will not be able to serve. Some go to reduce ages to local government, they pay, they do affidavit, and some students even in some schools that also give loans, maybe some churches or religious groups, some students even lie. Some go to the extent of telling lies that their parents are dead. Some even go to the extent of saying that of bringing a fake people as their parents that they could not fend for themselves, whereas they squander the school fees given by them. Yeah, you know that students can be funny because of the youthful exuberance. So if the right measures is put by the educational board and the right people that need this for them to be able to access this education should be given. And fine, if an interest-free loan, what are the criteria? If a student could not pay, how will money be gotten back from the federal government? This is another issue that must be put in place. Now we have millions of students in Nigeria, in state universities, in federal universities, also in private universities, not only that, in polytechnics and school of education and tertiary institutions, technical schools rather. So now how many students will be able to access this loan? Will there be an age limit? Will there be maybe a class? Will really also be based on the course of study? We are yet to get to full gist of all this. Anyway, this is a happy moment for all Nigerians that TINUBU has signed that into law. And even personally, apart from TINUBU, federal government has signed that into law, I think tertiary institutions should also do that personally for students, and there should be a time in which maybe part payment should be returned back to the purse of the school. Fine. For example, if a student's school fees is like 80,000 naira, the school can borrow the students, and maybe an amount to be paid maybe every semester. I think this will really be better, and even though there will be interest, the interest should really be minimal, and I'm sure a lot of students will be happy, will even be more than happy to collect this loan. We are waiting for the full gist for the bill that was signed by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, His Excellency, and we hope that this will birth a new beginning in tertiary institutions. This will birth a new beginning in life of students, and I pray and we believe also that the educational sector, because of this good news, will improve and will be better off.